Your body has an alarm system. It was built to protect you from danger, help you react quickly, and keep you alive. But modern life has created a strange problem. The alarm is no longer triggered only by emergencies. It can ring through emails, deadlines, notifications, poor sleep, arguments, and constant mental noise. The internet often gives this alarm system one villain: cortisol, cortisol face, cortisol belly, cortisol detox, cortisol supplements. But before blaming the hormone, ask a better question. Why would the human body produce cortisol in the first place? The answer is simple. You need it. Cortisol is not a toxin hiding inside your body. It is a hormone produced by your adrenal glands. These small glands sit above your kidneys. Cortisol helps your body respond to pressure, manage energy, regulate blood sugar, control blood pressure, and coordinate several essential functions. Think of cortisol like a fire alarm. A working alarm is useful. It warns you when something needs attention. The goal is not to smash the alarm with a hammer. The goal is to stop living in a building filled with smoke. Imagine that a car suddenly moves into your path. Your body reacts before you finish thinking. Your heart beats faster. Your attention sharpens. Energy becomes more available. Your muscles prepare to act. Short-term stress is not a design flaw. It is part of the reason you can respond quickly. Your body is excellent at responding to a lion. Run, escape, recover, rest. But the body is less prepared for an inbox that never ends. The lion leaves. The inbox waits beside your bed. The body keeps preparing for action, but the action never fully arrives. One difficult day does not destroy your health. Your body is adaptable. The deeper issue is repetition. What happens when the stress response is activated every morning, carried through the afternoon, followed into the evening, and then reinforced by poor sleep? Cortisol normally follows a daily rhythm. It is not supposed to remain flat. It generally rises around beginning of the day and becomes lower at night. That pattern helps your body prepare for activity. A morning rise is not automatically a sign that something is wrong. The problem begins when nighttime does not feel like nighttime. Bright screens, unfinished work, anxious thoughts, late caffeine, and constant alerts can keep the brain activated. The room may be dark, but the nervous system is still standing under bright emergency lights. People often say they feel stuck in survival mode. The phrase is not a medical diagnosis, but it describes something familiar. The body remains tense. The mind keeps scanning for problems. Rest feels difficult. Even quiet moments feel like pauses between emergencies. Stress hormones prepare the cardiovascular system for action. Heart rate can increase. Blood pressure can rise. That response makes sense during an emergency. But the body was not designed to treat every message, meeting, and notification like a threat. During stress, the body makes energy more available. Blood glucose can rise because the system is preparing you to move, react, or escape. That response is useful when action is required. It becomes less helpful when the body prepares for a sprint and then remains seated at a desk. Stress is not only an idea inside the mind. The body participates. The shoulders tighten. The jaw clenches. The back stiffens. The breathing becomes shallow. You may not notice the tension because it has become normal. But normal does not always mean healthy. Have you ever felt stomach discomfort before an important meeting? Have you lost your appetite during anxiety or felt digestive changes during a stressful week? The gut and brain communicate. Stress can influence digestion because the body begins prioritizing immediate survival over comfortable routine. Stress can make sleep more difficult. Poor sleep can then make stress feel worse the next day. This creates a loop. The body receives less recovery. The brain becomes more reactive, and ordinary challenges begin to feel larger than they did before. A tired brain is not simply sleepy. It may become more impatient, more emotional, and less able to concentrate. Small decisions require more effort. The person may blame a lack of discipline, but sometimes the nervous system has simply spent too long without genuine recovery. When you are stressed and tired, quick energy foods can become more appealing. Sugary snacks, oversized portions, and constant caffeine may feel like solutions. They provide temporary relief, but the relief does not repair the pattern underneath. Scrolling feels like rest because you are sitting still, but your brain may still be working. Every video introduces a new emotion. Every headline asks for attention. Every notification demands a response. A motionless body with a stimulated mind is not necessarily recovering. Social media often claims that a puffy face proves your cortisol is too high, but the body is more complicated than a before and after photo. Facial puffiness can have many causes. A social media label is not a diagnosis. Sustained excess cortisol can occur in medical conditions such as Cushing's syndrome or with certain steroid medications that can cause a rounded face and other physical changes. But general life stress should not be confused with a rare endocrine disorder. When unusual physical changes appear together, such as easy bruising, significant muscle weakness, rapid unexplained weight gain, high blood pressure, or high blood sugar, the correct response is not an online detox. The correct response is qualified medical evaluation. The internet often acts as if cortisol must always be reduced. But cortisol levels that are too low can also become medically serious. The goal is not to crush the hormone. The goal is appropriate regulation. Biology needs balance, not extremes. You do not need to flush cortisol from your body with a drink, a powder, or a complicated ritual. Cortisol is not dirt. Your body already regulates hormones through a complex system involving the brain, pituitary gland, and adrenal glands. The wellness industry often takes a complex problem and sells one simple object: a capsule, a powder, a cocktail, a wearable device, a test kit. Some tools may have specific uses, but no product can replace the foundations of recovery. Cortisol levels naturally change across the day. Medical testing can involve blood, saliva, or urine and must be interpreted in context. One number without the right timing, symptoms, and clinical interpretation does not explain your entire life. A slower breathing pattern does not erase your responsibilities, but it can help interrupt the constant alarm. Take a quiet moment. Breathe more slowly. Lengthen the exhale. Let the shoulders relax. The goal is not to force calmness. The goal is to give the body evidence that the danger has passed. Stress prepares the body for action. Walking provides action. A short walk can help you move out of the chair, use your muscles, create distance from a screen, and change the rhythm of the moment. It is not a miracle cure. It is a useful signal. Strength training is not only about appearance. It teaches the body to handle physical challenge in a controlled environment. Lift something manageable. Recover. Adapt. Repeat. Healthy stress has a beginning, a middle, and an end that is different from endless pressure without recovery. Morning daylight can support a clearer daily rhythm. Step outside safely. Walk briefly. Look at the environment around you, not directly at the sun. A brighter day and a dimmer evening help the body recognize when activity should begin and when recovery should return. Caffeine can increase alertness, but it cannot replace rest. When caffeine is used late in the day to cover exhaustion, sleep may become harder. The next morning, more caffeine feels necessary. The alarm system stays active because the recovery period keeps shrinking. Ask a simple question. What enters your mind every day? News alerts, work messages, social media arguments, deadlines, noise, fear. Your nervous system cannot always distinguish between useful information and repeated provocation. Curate your inputs as carefully as you curate your food. The body needs a runway before sleep. Lower the lights. Put distance between yourself and the endless feed. Finish demanding work where practical. Create a transition. Do not drive the nervous system at full speed all evening and expect it to stop instantly at bedtime. Recovery is not always a solitary activity. A calm conversation, a walk with someone you trust, shared laughter, or asking for help can change the emotional weight of a difficult day. The nervous system does not exist outside relationships. A boundary is not merely a productivity technique. It can be a health tool. Decide when work ends. Silence unnecessary alerts. Protect meals from constant interruption. Create periods where your mind is not available to every demand from every direction. Try a simple 7-day experiment. Begin the morning with daylight. Walk after one meal. Reduce late caffeine. Silence non-essential notifications. Practice slow breathing for a few minutes. Create a short landing routine before bed. Do not chase perfection. Observe the pattern. Do not obsess over a perfect stress score. Notice practical changes. Are you sleeping more consistently? Is your jaw less tense? Are your shoulders relaxing? Is your energy more stable? Do you feel less reactive? Useful habits should improve your lived experience, not create another competition. Lifestyle habits matter, but they do not solve every problem. Seek qualified medical care for persistent or concerning physical symptoms. Seek mental health support when stress, anxiety, or low mood becomes overwhelming, interferes with daily life, or feels difficult to manage safely. Here is a Feynman test. Can you explain cortisol in one sentence? Try this. Cortisol is part of your body's alarm system, and the goal is not to destroy the alarm, but to teach the body when the emergency is over. Your body does not need a cortisol detox. It needs clearer signals. Move during the day. Protect sleep. Use daylight. Reduce unnecessary stimulation. Build boundaries. Ask for help. Recover deliberately. The nervous system learns from repetition. Cortisol is not the enemy. Your body is not broken. It is trying to protect you. But protection without recovery becomes exhaustion. Stop treating every moment like an emergency. Teach the body when to act. Teach it when to rest. And remember, a healthy alarm system must also know when to become quiet.